Holy shit, today's topic is juicy. But before I get started, I just want to say a little warning because I've been getting all these messages from people getting offended at my shit. So I just want to humbly say, we all know ourselves, okay? You know yourself, I know myself. If you know you're someone who gets offended quickly, please scroll off of this video. It's probably not for you. I don't want to deal with a bunch of pissy comments and messages of people being like, Aisha, you're not politically correct. Again, I can't deal with it, okay? My people are gonna see this, they're gonna know what I mean. The people who aren't my people, please scroll off. It's okay. Now, onto the actual topic of this damn video, okay? What I want to cover in this video is the rebirth you go through before you get rich. What a fire freaking title. The rebirth you go through before you get rich. Now, why do I think I am now qualified to talk about this? Last year, I was making maybe $2,000 a month at max at 18 years old. Fast forward 1 year, I am still 18 years old, of course, and I have made 50K this month. So I think a lot of mental change has happened in me to get to this point. So I want to talk about it. Now, I know $50,000 a month might be a lot of money for some people, but it might be jack fucking shit for other people. All I know is that for me, from where I come from, that is not normal money. That is officially fuck you money. You are not considered poor at $50,000 a month. So my conclusion is that you do have to go through an entire rebirth internally and externally to be able to make that kind of money, right? Not just this kind of money, whatever that you consider rich for yourself, because look, it won't make sense right now, but the reality is that the version of yourself that you are right now simply does not deserve to make the kind of money that you want to make. I don't think you heard me. Let's do it again. The version of yourself that you are right now simply does not deserve to make the kind of money that you want to make. So what do you have to do? You have to change the version of yourself that you are right now. You have to upgrade yourself and your being before your reality upgrades. Your reality will catch up to who you are as an individual. I've noticed this time and time again. Whatever people are internally, they end up becoming externally over time anyways. The unfortunate part is most people don't actually sit there and analyze who they are as a person internally, right? They always focus on the external circumstances. They don't realize that their internal being plays such a huge part in whether or not they get successful or not. I honestly want to rewind the story a little bit to younger Isha and explain to you guys the kind of rebirth I went through to see if you guys can kind of recall or, kind of notice if the same things are happening to you. Just a few years ago, back in schooling, I was so freaking extroverted, dude. I was friends with everyone and their moms. Like, I was literally friends with even the teachers. I talked to everybody. I had the best time ever. I was the floater friend. I was friends with every single different friend group. Every time there was a party or a big event, I would pull everyone in and I'd be like, everyone dance together, or everyone spend time together. Like, I was the middleman. I was literally middlemaning everything, and I was the kind of friend who was friends with everybody. And it shocks me so much to say now, I could probably count all the closest people in my life on my hand. Now, the very first kind of sign I would say that money is coming is that if you start feeling distance between yourself and all the people you call close to you, right? I don't mean this to fuel narcissism or ego-ness or being cocky, right? But the truth is, if you want to be better than 99% of people, you cannot be like 99% of people. So what started happening was that we were on this track, right? Like, me and all my friends, all the way up to year 10 probably, we were all on this track. Life in front was the same. Life currently was the same. We were going to the same classes, we were going home, we were living kind of the same similar kind of lifestyle. Everyone was in the same kind of economic status. Everyone's parents kind of made the same amount of money. Everyone had the same kind of life at home and at school. We just were focused on getting our grades right and going home. That's literally it. And so what naturally happens, our hobbies and interests are quite similar, right? Everyone plays soccer at lunch. Everyone kind of does music, whatever. It was very, very much similar interests. I feel like everyone kind of gets forced to be the same person, wear the same clothes, express themselves the same way, talk the same way, act the same way, have the same kind of ambitions, go to uni, blah, 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 blah. I'm kind of against that whole thing, right? But school was a great experience for me. Up to year 10, had great fun. But from there, distance started getting made because I started going to a completely separate path. Well, everyone else was going on the same path. Everyone else was applying for uni. Everyone else was trying to aim to, go to uni, do this, do that. They had their whole concise path in front of them. And I took a completely left road from there. And I was like, I want to go into entrepreneurship. I want to make $1 million. I want to do this. I want to do that. I got very hungry for that kind of success and growth. But that obviously didn't align with the friends I had before. So what pretty much happened from there is this whole storm hit. I went from being super extroverted to not going to school at all. I just never went, right? Because obviously edits, posters, getting airdropped to everyone's phones of me and my content, and oh my god, so much shit I did, but already talked about it in another video and I'll dissect it more in another one. My point here is that I stopped going to school. I became a completely different, weirdly introverted, negatively thinking kind of person where I was like, I'm gonna get my revenge and I'm gonna be so freaking successful. And you know what? Do that. Make success like your revenge, because that is the best revenge you could ever get. And I think that's the best mindset anyone should have that's hurt. But I was really upset. I thought all of those people were my real friends, and then I had a very fat realization: if life was to ever go south, none of these people are with me. These people are only with me because we have something in common right now, whether that's our financial status, whether that's schooling, like we're together 8 hours a day kind of thing. None of these people are on my side. Every single one of them switched up like this. Every single one of them was shit talking me. I was getting made fun of, and I was so shocked because I was like, damn, guys, I thought we were best friends. But what I didn't realize being inside that right now, I realize because I'm looking from like a higher point of view and perspective, I didn't realize that when I was in the problem, is that I was going through a period of resistance. What was happening was I was outgrowing my reality, right? I was changing as an individual. I felt out of place because I was out of place. That wasn't my reality anymore. Those weren't my people anymore. I wanted more, and so naturally I started drifting towards, more and wanting more and doing more and wanting better for myself, right? And I started drifting away from what was once, my reality, and once my friends, and once, everything I wanted. Like, I just saw such a shift come in my mindset, and it didn't make sense because no one else around me understood. No one else around me wanted it as badly as I did, and it didn't make sense to me because I was like, you have one life. How do you not want it this bad? How do you not want it as bad as I do? But this is another thing I want to say. I'm not entirely 100% sure what my perspective is on this, whether I think people are born with it or not, but some people, I think, are just given by God an undying drive and want to be successful, and they do it and they hunt for it until they do become that successful, right? And so I think if God has put that dream in your heart, please follow it, because he didn't put it there for no reason. It's there for a reason. That is your destiny. That is what you're supposed to be. You need to chase after it. Like, as badly as you want to exist, you need to chase after your dream, because what'll happen is if you don't chase after your dream, you'll slowly start crumbling, and you will become average. You will become something that you don't want to be. And what happens then is you start, getting drained, and you start absolutely hating everyone around you, and you start getting pissy, and you start getting like annoyed, and you just start having every negative emotion possible show. But people don't realize it's because of your environment rather than, who you are as a person. If you feel out of place, thank God you feel out of place. Thank God things are going wrong. Thank God, because what's happening is you are ripping out of the environment that you were going to be miserable in. Take all the misery head on right now, because what's going to happen is after this, you will finally live the life that you are supposed to live. Right now what's happening is that you are just ripping out of that atmosphere. So let yourself rip out of that atmosphere. Let everything go to shit, right? Let the storm hit, because what's going to happen after the storm is you're going to change. A huge change will happen. Now, let's talk about what happened after the storm hit. I went silent. I didn't talk to anybody. I went all in on work. Everybody around me called me crazy. Everybody around me was like, why do you never leave the house? Why do you not celebrate any occasion? And I didn't listen to anybody. I tuned out that noise. It was work again and again and again, and it didn't work. But hey, you know what? I kind of have an idea, and it might work now. And it was work again and again and again, and it didn't work. But hey, you know what? I have a little bit more of an idea. And by the third, fourth time, bam, it all freaking worked. By the third, fourth time, I knew what I was doing. By the third, fourth time, I made a little bit of money. Okay, by the fifth time, I made a little bit more money. By the sixth time, I made a little bit more money. And seventh, eighth time rolled around, I'm making 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month, 40K a month, 50K a month now. It literally just went skyrocketing up, right? It was exponential growth. It was nothing, and then everything at once. You have to tune out the noise when you're going through that nothing, because you haven't won yet, right? When you're in that boring phase of just trying to search things online, trying to make money online, trying to go against the crowd, it is boring, it is hard. You have nothing that stands behind you. Once you make it, it's easy. It's so easy. I'm here, right? I've made 50K a month. I'm telling you, it's easy. I sleep at night with peace. But when you are in this boring phase of your bell curve, you won't be able to sleep at night, right? You'll have anxiety 24/7. You'll feel out of place. You'll think maybe you're the crazy one because everyone around you says you are, but you're not. When you're up here, now that I am up here, I'm telling you, you are not the crazy one. They are the people who have become okay with being average. And maybe it's not even that they've become okay, it's maybe that they just want to be average, and that's okay. I'm honestly not against an average life as long as it's a conscious decision to live an average life. It's completely okay. But I do think a lot of people make that decision unconsciously because they are forced to make that decision. Parents force them in, friends force them in, and they just follow the crowd and be a little sheep and follow the crowd through to being average. Don't follow the crowd. Be yourself. Genuinely sit down and ask yourself, what do you want, dude? What do you want to actually do with your life? The storm hit, everything happened. I made 50K a month. I made it happen. Oh my God, it was such an insane feeling, that first bit of online money. I would genuinely like, oh my goodness gracious me, when you see it hit your bank account and you realize that, oh my God, you just taste that success for once. I can't even put it into words. It's crazy. It is crazy. You need to grind it out until you get that first win, because it's then winners effect from there. You get win after win after win. And the first one is the hardest because you are ripping outside of the atmosphere that you are used to. You are ripping yourself out of the norm. But we fast forward to now, right? Who am I as an individual now after this whole rebirth and what it looks like after the storms hit and it leaves? Okay, after everything goes to shit, it clears up. Life is actually freaking good again. I'm myself again. I'm happy again. I'm back to being bubbly and extroverted and genuinely happy. I could count all of the people close to me on my 2 hands, right on my fingers. I could literally count them out. But I'm so grateful because I know every single one of them would take a bullet for me. I know the kind of people I have around me are actually strong individuals who push me to be a better version of myself every freaking day. If I call up one of my friends crying now, they're not gonna sit there and sit in my sob story. They'll comfort me for maybe 5 minutes, but after that, they're like, get up, bitch. Let's get to it. Let's make a bunch of money. Let's go make $1 million freaking dollars. Like, these are the kind of people I have around me now. And I know these are my people. This is why I'm happy again now. When you're outgrowing people, you're going to feel out of place. You're going to feel isolated. You're going to feel crap. It's going to feel like no one else around you understands you. But right now, as someone who's gone through that, I'm looking back now. If I had settled then for those shit friends, for that shit social life, for those shit activities of just hitting up the clubs and getting drunk and, laying on the floors of the city, just half naked, being like, oh my God, we're having so much fun on our youth. Those were not my people. Those are probably not your people either if you're in this video, okay? And if you get offended, then wear the shoe, Cinderella, because a lot of people did get offended last time I said that, but I'm sorry. It is what it is. They're not your people, okay? You will outgrow them, and it is okay to outgrow people like that. It is literally fine. Another thing I want to cover is gratefulness. Start implementing that into your life, okay? Gratefulness is so important. And some people ask me, they're like, Isha, how do I stay grateful but also, strive to be better? How do I be thankful for the life I have but also, want to be better? I want you to know this. Your circumstances in life have to be just bad enough and just good enough for you to actually want success. People don't realize how big of a gift life is. It's like 400 trillion or something in one that you get a chance to even exist in the first place. Don't take it for granted. Be grateful that you exist. Be grateful that every single day your eyes are opening, you're breathing, you're having a good life, you have food on your table. I want every single one of you guys to notice this, okay? If you're on this video, that means life is just good enough and just bad enough. Just good enough and just bad enough. What do I mean by this? I mean that it is just good enough that you are not struggling for survival. You are not in a third world country where you're scared that your house is going to get bombed the next day, okay? You're not struggling for survival. You're not crying every single day hoping that your family will survive. No, but it is just bad enough as well. It's not perfect, okay? There's something slightly wrong. There's missing. There's a void in your stomach. There's a pit in your stomach knowing that it could be better. It's just bad enough that you're not satisfied. Be grateful for that. Be grateful that someone said something against you. Be grateful that someone's talking bad about you, right? Be grateful that people think that you can't pull it off. That means that you will. That means that you will, right? Be grateful at the fact that it is just bad enough. Be grateful at that, because I'll be honest, right? My parents gave me everything and anything that I touched and I wanted. Okay, my parents were always ready to spoil me, but it was just bad enough. I got bullied and I saw them struggle, okay? It was just bad enough. I came back home. I saw my immigrant family, right, push and try their absolute best to give us the best life that they possibly could in another country. It was just bad enough. I saw all of that. It was just good enough that I didn't have to worry about, oh, will there be food on the table? Because there was always food on the table, but it was just bad enough that I actually had that thought in my mind to be better and do better. So if it is just good enough and just bad enough for you, use that. run with that, because it is such a small possibility that everything lines up so perfectly for you to actually go and be successful. That is just good enough, just bad enough. You're actually alive. Everything's in place for you, right? You just have to go from this point to this point. That is it. You just have to go from nothing to something. That is it. It is actually genuinely so doable, and people don't realize that actually sitting in it, okay? If you give something your absolute fucking best day in, day out, want it as bad as you want to breathe, you will pull it off. If you genuinely try your best, you will pull it off. It will actually happen. Like, I saw videos about this and people saying this, and I was like, oh, it's just all this voodoo, like, you know, motivational bullshit hoo-ha, but it's actually real. When you give your best and you actually do your best and you do it with God in your mind, you actually pull it off. It's freaking beautiful. Life is the best. I think that there's so much to be grateful for, and I hate watching people lie in their own misery, and that's why I made this video, okay? Don't lie in your own misery. Don't accept your own miserable life for what it is. Change it. Do better. Be more. Be what you want to be. Be what you deserve to be, dude. There's so much out there to go get. You have one life. You better be running. You better be up every single morning doing your absolute freaking best to get there. Anyways, I started this video of hikey so late. It's so dark outside now. I apologize for all of the honks on honks on honks. Guys, I hope that y'all didn't mind them. But good video, good little rant session. I'm excited to see where we all go. Q1 is already so freaking fire. 50k month in Jan. I'm excited to see where we end up by the end of the year. If you're on the start of your journey, keep freaking pushing. If you're around where I am right now, keep pushing either way. Don't let yourself give up in any way, shape, or form. But with that, I'm gonna end this video off. I'm gonna go grab some dinner and head to bed soon. I love you guys. Keep crushing, keep pushing, keep working hard. Don't give up on yourselves. Don't give up on your dreams. Thug it out. Thug it out, twin. Thug it out. But in saying all of that, I will see you all at the top.